everyone, and welcome to our brand new FMC Youth live stream. I'm Maya.
And I'm Mariah. And online school has been a little bit challenging, online or blended, whatever your school is doing. So we're going to open up that question with our discussion panel. So we're going to introduce them.
We have Mayor Olivia and Trey here with us today. And Mariah, you want to open up with that question that we were going to ask?
Okay, so if you could describe your school experience currently in one word, what would it be? Maya?
I can take it first. Um, I definitely say frustrating. We are currently blended, so I'm in school half the time, online half the time. And when I'm in school, it's things are weird. We can't do what we usually do, and online, it's hard to learn. So frustrating is my word.
Mhm.
For me, I would say chaotic because we are supposed to start blended learning the on tomorrow actually, but they moved it back to like October something, and half of the teachers aren't even teaching online right now, so it's just like kind of chaotic.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And anyone who is watching with us right now, feel free to comment, and put in the live chat what your word would be to describe your online school experience. And while we're waiting for people to comment, I think I would say that my school year has been difficult. We are online right now, but we're going to be going back to school for blended this week. And online school has just been so hard for me. So I think that would be my word to describe online school right now. How about you, Mariah?
My word would probably be unpredictable because you really don't know like when assignments are going to be like posted or when you're going to be in school or out of school, and everything's always like changing. So I would say unpredictable.
Yeah, and then we have another chat. Kiki Slay says that school has been irritating, and I agree with that. It has been irritating for sure. And the Wise channel says that school has been crazy. That's also true as well. So I think that we all have very good words to describe our school year so far. But going on this school year, we're going to have a lot of new things coming up for the youth ministry, and we're super excited to start launching them today. So what we're going to have is we are going to have a lot of different events and activities going on that you guys are going to be able to join. So what we're going to do is we are going to use our youth ministry, and we're going to have different committees that everyone is going to be able to join. So I'm kind of going to introduce these committees to you guys that you guys are going to have the opportunity to join. So the first one is the YouTube committee. So for YouTube, you guys can be involved in the live stream, which is what we're on right now, but you wouldn't have to watch us every single week. You can join the structure of the live stream. You can even change, what we're doing right now. You can post content like scriptures and vlogs, and you'll be working with a team of people, which would be led by one adult working on that YouTube committee. And then we have the Instagram committee as well, which is another social media platform where you can post more content like scriptures and worship and different encouraging messages on our Instagram page. And then for our events, I know Mariah signed up for the event committee, so you want to
Yeah,
explain what
I
that
did.
is?
So it's creating special events that youth will be involved in, fellowship fellowship and like movie nights and virtual things like that.
Mm-hmm. And then we have our small group committee, which is similar to AC groups that they have at church, but these ones would be just for youth. So for the small groups, you would be creating the structure of the small groups, the agendas, what you would do during those time periods, when you would do the different small groups, and things like that. And then along with the small groups, our next committee would be the curriculum committee, which that committee is in charge of coming up with the lessons and the themes for each month. And then our last committee that we have is middle and high school buddies. Now, this is something new that we're going to introduce to you guys. And basically, we are going to have a high schooler and a middle school paired up together. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like a buddy system or whatnot, but that is basically contacting your buddy and getting to know each other more personally. So that committee would be in charge of pairing the buddies together and planning get to know your activities. I know Mariah signed up for that committee as well. So you excited for that?
Yeah, I'm interested to see who I get as my buddy.
Yes, that should be a lot of fun. But what we're going to do is you can go to faithministries.church/youth. And when you scroll down, there will be a button that says Get Involved. And when you click the Get Involved button, it'll go to the Google form where you can sign up for the committee that you would like to choose. And it also asks for some of your contact information. And then you can also fill out the next page on that Google form, which is for the middle and high school buddies. And it says your interests and stuff like that, so we know who we can pair you with in terms of the buddy system. So that has to be filled out by next Sunday. And then next week, all the committees are going to meet and come up with their monthly plans for October. And then the first Sunday in October, every committee is going to pick one representative to present their ideas for October to everyone on the live stream. So that is our plan for what we're going to do with the committees and whatnot. But we also have a lot of stuff going on today for our live stream. So I'm going to have Mariah kind of explain that for us.
Yes, definitely. Okay, today we are starting Tim Tebow's series on This is the Day, which talks about living our lives to the fullest potential in Christ. Be prepared to comment like your life depends on it, so we can hear, because we want to hear your voice, we want to hear what you're thinking and how much you enjoy this lesson.
Yes, so what we're going to start with, since we're talking about This is the Day, we are going to start with an interactive slideshow. And as we do this slideshow, we want you guys to comment what your answer would be. So the game is called Which One Would You Choose? Ideal Day Edition, since we're talking about living our lives to the fullest potential. So we're going to start our slideshow, and our panel can join as well as we do this. So the first question that we're going to have is, what time would you wake up? If this was your ideal day that you're looking at, what time would you wake up? And, you know, you can kind of just type the numbers in the chat of what time you would wake up or which option you would choose. I don't know. I think I would go with like 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Trey, you're an early bird. You like waking up early?
Well, I want to start waking up earlier because I feel like sleeping in is like, I don't know, it like wastes my day, for me at least.
That makes sense. Olivia?
I'm the same kind of. I don't like waking up early, but I get really sad when I wake up past 10 because I'm like, that's my entire morning. That's so many hours I lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say like 9 a.m. It's a good middle. Mariah, which one would you choose?
I say 9 too, because it's not like super early, but it's not like you wasted a whole bunch of time either.
I thought you were going to say 11 a.m. because I know you like to sleep in a lot.
Yeah, I do, but like I'm really not supposed to.
So our next question would be, I kind of see, and again, you guys can comment your answers. Next question is, what would you eat for breakfast? And those all look delicious.
I almost put up a 2.
Okay. Okay, so I think me and Trey have number 1. We have our pancakes and toast, and Mariah got bacon and sausage, like the protein, and Olivia has protein as well with her eggs, an omelet. That sounds delicious. Let's see what we have in the comments. Kiki Slay said she would pick number 3, bacon and sausage. She also had 8:30 for the first question, which is fun as well. Early birds watching with us today. Um, and yeah, I think like if I could have number 1 and number 3, I would because I like
Yeah.
pancakes, but I also like bacon and sausage. It's a good combination. But then like I also love cinnamon toast crunch like as my favorite cereal. So I don't know. I think they would all be good options to eat for breakfast. The next question is, would you go to school? And the Wise Channel also commented too. Would you go to school is our next question. And I
No.
I don't think I would.
No.
I don't think I would. I would choose number 2. How about you guys?
I would choose number 1 because I personally hate online learning and like I can't learn this way. So like I would rather be in school.
But what if it was like a weekend so you don't have to go to school?
I don't know.
Olivia, you say 2. Why would you say 2?
If I don't have to be in school, I don't want to be because I just like having free time. But like if it's a school day and I can choose whether or not I can go or not go, I'd rather go.
Yeah. Kiki said she would go to school. I feel like when you go to school, okay, why she said they wouldn't. I feel like when you go to school, you can see your friends and stuff like that. But I mean, I kind of agree with the Wise Channel. And I think someone else commented. I'm sorry, I can't really like read it on the screen. But like, I think that I wouldn't go to school only because I don't like to do work or homework. So, oh, it says no school. Yeah. So the next question is, who would you spend your day with? So we have number 1, my parents, number 2, my siblings, number 3, my friends, and number 4, my pets. Now, I go with. Why'd you say 5?
Because 2 plus 3 is 5, and I want to do both.
Oh my gosh. I was about to say, you want to hang out with me? But, yeah. Olivia, you say number 2.
So if I wasn't in school, it would definitely just be my friends because I see them like at school every day. My sister doesn't live at home anymore. Like neither of my siblings live at home anymore, so it'd be more fun to see them for a day.
Mm-hmm. Kiki Slay says 3. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather spend time with my siblings. How about you, Trey?
I would say 3 because I am primarily like 90% of the time with my family, and it would just be nice to just see my friends again for like a day.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Um, the next question is, if you could do one of these exotic activities, what would you do? And I'm gonna try to get the chat up here so I can see it, but I don't know. All of those seem very scary. Okay, we have some zip lining here. Try to say skydiving. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'd probably go with zip lining because it's the safest one, I feel
Closest
like.
to the ground.
Yeah, that would probably be my answer. Kiki Slay says 3 because she'd be safe. That is a good one. Wise Channel says 1. You have a string attached to you. That's true. That's true. You have a string attached to you. But I feel like, I mean, that's still scary. Like, what if you hit the ground? That seems terrifying. Skydiving is just wow. That's pretty bold. So our next question is, oh, we have Zayla said zip lining too
So
for her exotic activity.
so the next question is, what would you be eating for lunch?
Honestly, this makes me hungry looking at it. You said salad for real?
I should be eating salad.
Should be,
that's
but this is
probably
like your
the
ideal
best.
day.
Well, like in an ideal day, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, a salad.
Yeah, yeah. Olivia says chicken tenders. Okay, that's a good one. I don't know. Cinco says you know this. um, 1, 4 go together. Well, we have number 2 up there as well. Um, I don't know. I think I'd go with pizza. I like pizza. I've been liking pizza a lot lately. Um, they all look delicious. Trey, what do you think? What would you choose?
I would also go with pizza because there's like just it's basic and it's always good.
Yeah, depends on where you get it from, honestly, with the pizza. Um, Mariah, you can ask our next question if you want.
If you could travel to any of these places, where would you go?
So, Olivia, you want to go to Japan?
Yeah, I was supposed to go last year, actually. That's this year. I was supposed to go this year, but the trip got canceled because of everything that happened. But like, it'll be my second win.
We have Mexico up there. That's fun. I feel like Mexico would be a really fun place to go to, but I've always wanted to go to Paris. I know it's probably basic that I want to go to Paris and see like the Eiffel Tower, but I just feel like it's such a nice place to go and it's so pretty. Trey, what would you say?
I would also say France because like everything there is like amazing because like their fashion there is amazing, the food there is amazing, like the scenery is amazing, and I just want to experience that for myself.
hmm So Kiki Slays also says two. She also says Mexico. Um, and then we also have a number 4 there as well for Japan. I think Japan will be fun because they have a lot of good culture um, in Japan. Somebody rang our doorbell. But the next question is, what social media platform would you post your adventures on? And this is like your ideal day. So, if you don't like, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably have social media. But which platform would you post your adventures on? I think I would say, I'd say two. Olivia agrees with me. Trey, you like Instagram? Okay. Um, Kiki Slay says mostly one, and I saw that the Wise channel said earlier he would go nowhere because of Corona. I forgot to mention that this is like if Corona didn't exist. So, this is like you can say anything that you would like because, Corona isn't happening in your ideal day because who wants to be in a pandemic on their ideal day? Mariah, you can go next.
Okay, so what fast food place are you going to for dinner?
Hmm. we all ruled you out on number 1 because like Chick-fil-A is good. I really like Cane's though. I like Cane's. I really love Cane's. The Y channel agrees with me for Cane's for the win.
Wow.
I don't know. McDonald's is not good to me.
McDonald's isn't dinner food.
Someone said McDonald's. I don't know, guys. I just don't. I found a bone in my chicken tenders one time.
That was
So-
like 4 years ago.
No, shout
and
out.
You keep bringing it up.
Shout out to McDonald's for that one. But like, I don't know. I feel
video
like
is not sponsored. Just
we have Chick-fil-A every day from Zayla. We know why she picked that. She works there, so that's cheating. We had 3 from Kiki Slay's McDonald's. Nobody's really picking Burger King.
tough.
I don't know. I like Burger King's chicken fries. I don't know. That's about it. That's about it. Someone says Wendy's is my favorite, but it's not on there. And I'm sorry we didn't add Wendy's on here. These are the ones that first came to mind because I feel like Cane's and like Chick-fil-A are the more popular ones that we have. The next one is the last question. What time are you going to bed? So we have 9 p.m. or earlier, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., or 12 p.m. And I'm gonna go with a good in between. I'm gonna go with the 10 p.m. So you all are doing 11 p.m. Okay. Oh wait, no, Olivia's doing 12 p.m.
Me too.
And Mariah. I'm sorry, I can't see. I need new glasses. But yeah, I mean, I think so. Mina says 3 for hers, 11 p.m. Nicholas says 10 o'clock p.m. He agrees with me. RJ's on here. Hi, RJ. Welcome. And then, so RJ says number 1. Mina says number 3. We have number 2 for Tyson. 4. Oh yeah, Wise Channel. Pretty sure he stays up all night, every night. So that would be good for him. And then 2 for 10 p.m. I think 10 p.m. is a good like in between one that you can choose. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people our age don't go to bed 9 p.m. or earlier. I feel like I need to stay up more and do more stuff. But yes. So that was super fun, and thank you guys so much for commenting and interacting with us. What we're going to do is we are going to go to Olivia now so she can pray for us.
All right, bow your heads where you are. Lord in heaven, I thank you for this day and all that you've given us. I thank you for bringing us together today to discuss you and your glory. I ask you to continue to keep us safe in this pandemic and in all that's happening, and bless our learning. In Jesus' name we praise. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so we are now going to have a song selection, then we're going to go straight into our Right Now Media video.
Magnify the Lord with me, whom the Son he hath redeemed. lost and all alone. Feeling like my strength is gone. No friends to call my own, and no one to call on the phone. I will lift my hands and call on his precious name, cause he promised he'd always be there, and he promised he'd never change. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays I'll be here, cause I know I got a reason to give you all the glory, to give you all the praise. When I'm in my sins, you watch them all away. One black morning, when this life is over, I'm gonna put on my wings, and I'm gonna tell the story of how he brought me out to bring me in. He's been right there, through thick and through thin. You don't know, cause you weren't there when God snatched me out of the enemy's hands. He changed my walk, He changed my talk, He changed my mind, He saved my life. He has done great. Sing it again, He has done. Sing it again. He keeps on loving me, He keeps on blessing me, He keeps on loving me. He has done great things. Yes, He has.
This is the day. A day for change. A day that can be different, better than yesterday. A day that even in the revolving doors of responsibilities and to-dos can be filled with more purpose and passion than you think possible. It's never too late. You're not too young. You're not too old. You can have purpose not only in your life, but in this day. There is always something you can do right now to improve yourself, to make an impact on someone, or to create or enjoy a meaningful moment. Challenge yourself right now. Begin to think about each day as an opportunity to crush it, to pursue the right things, to gain a better perspective, to step out of your comfort zone, and to go all in. It's time to uncover your God-given potential and start really living. Life isn't just about one day. It's about this day. June 26, 2016, Delta Flight 1772. It started as any other flight. Then all of a sudden I start to hear some whispers and see people turning their head and looking to the back of the airplane like something was happening. And so I turn around and look back, and I can kind of see a lady crying back there a little bit, but I can't really make out too much of what's going on. Then finally a flight attendant comes walking by and she says, "Does anyone have an EpiPen?" And then another flight attendant comes walking by a few seconds later, "Is there a doctor on board? Or any of you doctors?" So I kind of stand up again and look, and I can't really see anything. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do anything anyway, so why even make a big deal about it? I'm not a doctor. I don't have an EpiPen. I don't know what's going on. Probably someone had allergic reaction, or maybe they're motion sick. I don't know. And so I don't need to worry about it. I put my headphones back on and I hit play on the movie. God starts to nudge my heart. You need to do something. You need to do something. My first reaction is, no, I don't want to do anything. I'm not a doctor. There's nothing that I can do. I can't help in any way. I don't need to do anything. So I continue to watch and kind of argue with God in my head. I can't do anything. That voice gets louder. Timmy, you need to do something. So I hit pause on the movie and I sit for a second. Okay, God. And I take off my headset and I see a flight attendant right up there, and so I unbuckle and I walk up to her and I say, "Ma'am, I don't know what's going on, but see that woman back there that's crying? maybe you could walk back there and see if she would want me to pray with her. Maybe there's something I can do to encourage her. She said, okay. And she totally ignored me and didn't walk back there at all. And another flight attendant walked by me and I said, hey, ma'am, you think it would be okay if you'd go ask that lady back there if I could maybe pray with her? She said, of course. She walked back there very intently. She whispered to the woman, and instantly the flight attendant comes walking back to me and she starts waving me over fast like this. And so as I get farther to the back of the plane, I see this older gentleman laying on the ground, prostrate, and blood is coming out of his mouth as he's laying there unconscious. Then I get to the lady crying and her friend who's trying to console her, and as I get to her, they turn and they see me and they fall into my arms. And one of the ladies just cries uncontrollably, and the other one says, I've run out of words. You pray. And so I'm kind of shocked and overwhelmed, but I pray for God's hand of mercy. I pray for a wall of protection. I pray for a miracle. When I finish praying, I get to meet these two ladies. Debbie, who is the wife of Boots, who's unconscious laying on the ground, and her friend Karen is her co-worker and good friend who was flying on a business trip, but also to spend time together in Arizona. She was trying to console Debbie, and I get the chance to meet them and cry with them and pray with them, and it's a cycle we repeat for the next hour until we're landing in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as we're landing, the ambulances are rushing to the plane, and they come on from the back of the plane. And as the doctors and the nurses are working on Boots, and they're doing CPR, and they're trying to find a pulse, and the last thing we hear before we get off the plane is, we think we have a pulse. Hope finally speaks. They put him into the ambulance, and they won't let Debbie go with them, so we just pick up all the blood-stained clothes, and I meet them once we get off the plane, and I get all of their bags, and I have an SUV waiting for me, and so I put Debbie and Karen in my SUV and put all the bags in the back, and we rush into the hospital, and they put us in a waiting room as we cry and pray and hope for the best. Finally, the doctor walks in and tells us, I'm so sorry for your loss. The doctor said, would you like to come say your final goodbyes to Boots? And Debbie says yes, and she asked me to escort her back to the room, and so she sits beside him and she holds his hand and she starts to reminisce and tell stories about Boots and her, and she starts to tell me, it's kind of crazy, but a month ago, for some reason, God put it on her heart to tell Boots in the middle of this movie, thank you for being my rock while I battled leukemia. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for everything you have done for me. And if I have never told you, I want to tell you now, thank you, and I love you. And before they got married, Debbie and Boots promised each other that they were going to travel because their parents always talked about it, but they never did. They were living out their passions. They were living out something that God had put on their heart that they always wanted to do. My question to you is, are you living out what's on your heart? Playing in sports my whole life, I've played with so many athletes that are so talented, and yet there's still so many that will waste it because they won't start eating right till one day. They won't do the right thing. They won't get any sleep. They won't do these things, and it's so frustrating because you say, wow, God's given you all of this. Take advantage of it. Use it. Make the most of it. Guys, sometimes I feel like that's true in our lives. Sometimes in my life. One day I'm going to go on a mission trip. One day I'm going to get right with God. One day I'm going to go back to church. One day I'm going to start having a meaningful life. One day I'm going to have a life of significance. James 4:14 pretty much tells us that we're here today and we're gone tomorrow. Guys, we don't know how much time we have, but we do know that we can make it count. Because we serve a God that loves us so much, and He's invested in us, and He wants to be a part of our lives, not just for one day, but for this day. Are you living a one-day life? Are you living a this day life? That this day is going to matter, that this day is important, that this day is the day where you can change someone's life. You're not going to wait for another time, for another chance, because we don't know if we'll ever get it. But you do have this day. Make this day count. Make this day on purpose. Make this day important. Make this day a day that is going to change someone's life.
All right, that was a great video. So now I'm going to read our scripture, James chapter 4, verses 13 to 17. Now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why you do not even know what will happen tomorrow? What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live in this and do this or that. As it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. All such boasting is evil. If anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is a sin for them. So we're going to start with Olivia for the first question. Why do you think we tend to forget that we have no control over the future?
I think we have access to a lot of stuff nowadays, and that's not a bad thing, but it makes us think that we can control everything. Um, when in reality, we can only control what we are doing, and we can't control other people.
Yeah, for sure. Trey, do you want to answer that question as well? I think he might be muted.
Hello.
Okay, we got
Okay.
you.
I'm sorry. I feel like we tend to forget that we have no control over the future because we feel hopeless in the moment and just want to give up, but shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And kind of like as I'm speaking, again, if you're watching with us, please comment your answers below, especially for this discussion, because we want to make it very interactive with you guys. So the question is, why do you think we tend to forget that we have no control over the future? And, what do we try to do to keep our future under control? And I think for me, I think like I plan a lot of things in advance. So I think like we tend to control our future because we want it to be, we think it's for us, we think we're living for us and not living for God. So I think that would be my answer to why we tend to do that. Mariah, do you have an answer to that question?
You guys pretty much covered it. So
I can kind of check in the chat as we go on. But the next question, Tim shared his story about the woman on the plane, and we can start with Trey on this question. But what did you kind of think about Tim's story, and what difference do you think Tim made in the life of the woman on the plane?
I feel like his story was very moving because, like, to think that he helped someone go through all of that on a plane, regardless, is just like very powerful. And I think that he really helped her get through that moment because if he wouldn't have done anything, I feel like she would have just felt not just like hopeless in the end. But yeah,
Olivia?
I think his actions are genuinely commendable. Uh, I find that like his argument, not even argument, his hesitancy to go and that conversation he had with God was just very relatable because like it's hard to do something like that. It's hard to talk to a stranger and sometimes it just feels like out of left field to offer your help in a situation you know nothing about. And that conversation with God where he was scared to go is very it's a very human thing that went on, and I appreciate that he was honest about it. And it was just very touching that he, out of all the people on the plane, was able to get up and offer like the love of God to this woman when she's going through something so difficult.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it was very relatable because I feel like we all go through that where God is telling us to invite this person to church or pray for this person. And, I mean, you're kind of scared. Like he said, like you're kind of hesitant. Like, God, do you really want me to do this right now? Like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? So it's very relatable and inspirational as well because I feel like when I first watched it, I was surprised that the man Boots ended up passing away. And we always hear stories, and it's like, oh, they're healed and stuff like that. But he made a big impact on their life, despite what happened. And we also have, I believe it was Tyson who commented, I think the situation made him realize that in any situation we can all do something. I also believe he brought some peace to the situation by praying with those ladies. And I definitely agree with that. That was a very good answer. Um, Bringing peace to the situation. And, it was very chaotic when they were on that plane. So I definitely agree. And while we kind of wait for any other comments that pop up, Mariah can ask our last question in the discussion.
Okay. When have you seen God make a difference through you? May He use somebody else to make a difference in your life?
Hmm. I over the summer I worked with Warm, and I worked with their team that hands out meals to kids who usually depend on lunch programs at school to get food. And there was just one girl, I don't know if I can say her name, but she was very sweet. And like every day, whenever she came, she just had like a really positive attitude, no matter what. She never complained, she never whined. And she would bring us like these big thank you cards. And like through her, I, I became so conscious of all the privileges I have and helped me be even more grateful for them because like, I don't think about it all the time. And I am in a place where a lot of people don't think of their privilege like that. And makes me continue thinking like I have to be grateful, I have to move forward. And that it was a faith-based organization as well. So I see that as God like reminding me, like, you're okay, you've got this, and people care about what you're doing.
Trey, do you have an answer to that question?
Um, I off the top of my head, I don't, but I feel like I have at one point.
Yeah, that's understandable. I feel like, and it can be even something simple for people who are thinking about what to comment. It can be something simple like, somebody prayed for me, or maybe it maybe was like a teacher or an educator that believed in you, and or maybe your parents or your grandparents or siblings that you kind of look up to. I know for me, there has been a lot of people in my life that have like set great examples for me of what I want to strive to be, and I think like that is something that people make a difference, um, can make a difference in your life because of the example that they set for you. Another like kind of on the flip side of that question, which I kind of like came up with on the spot, was what when have you seen God make a difference in someone else's life through you? Have you had any experiences where you have impacted someone else's life? I think that's kind of it may be an easier question to answer. I'm not sure if Trey or Olivia want to hop in on that question.
Trey, you want to go?
Sure. I feel like last year, at one point, I had a friend, and she was going through like the worst time in her life, and then she came to me and I helped her through this time. And then by quarantine started, she was really back to her normal self, and I feel like that relates to this question a lot.
It's awesome. I'm typically kind of shy around new people. With my friends, I'm very outgoing, I'm very loud. But when it comes to meeting new people, I'm kind of more introverted. But somehow this year, when the volleyball team got its new characters, players, I wasn't shy at all, and I was very encouraging and very loud. Like if you enter the gym at any point, you can hear me cheering on my girls. And I didn't realize that it actually made a difference in their day. It's just something I do, but I've heard from parents that like it actually means a lot to their girls, and I think that's God speaking through me.
Brian, do you have an answer to that question?
Like Trey said for the last question, I don't have one like off the top of my head, but I probably do.
Yeah, I think like even super small things like compliments or just like saying you look nice today or you have a really nice smile or something to your friend can really impact someone's day. And you never know how a small little phrase can impact the life of someone else. And like with Tim, he didn't know that he was going to change those people's life that day. He just got on the plane. So just it can even be the little things that can change someone's life. But with that discussion, with the comments, some people are being shy right now for the discussion. But just be sure to next week comment during the discussion, and anytime throughout the broadcast. We'd love to hear what you guys want to say, what you think. But with that being said, if you would like to join the church or if you want to get involved with our church, Faith Ministries Church, go to faithministries.church/connect, and that will take you to the page where you can sign up to join the church. And then if you go to faithministries.church/youth, you can scroll down and click on the Get Involved button and fill out that Google form by next Sunday so you know which committee you're going to be on and your middle school buddy information as well. So I'm going to have Mariah just end us out for our live stream today.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming and for commenting your answers. We had so much fun discussing with you. And invite a friend next time, invite more people because we want to spread the word. And next week we have a theme, and it's going to be pajama theme. So I'm pretty sure you guys watching are already in your pajamas, so that's not really affecting us. But the hosts and the panel are going to be wearing pajamas next time.
Yeah, so we're going to have a pajama theme next week. It's going to be super fun. And again, don't forget to fill out that form because maybe if you're on the YouTube committee, you can have another theme that you want to do. And you can pick when you're going to do themes, stuff like that. So we definitely want you guys to get involved in the planning process and whatnot. But again, thank you guys so much for joining. If you are watching live, thank you for commenting and if being the playback. Thank you so much for watching as well. We hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.